astonishing voyage.
So I definitely knew Unreal Engine, but not at a master level or at a good level. Very basic understanding. And Supercharged was my way to learn Unreal Engine in a better way.
Step into another dimension.
So I kind of take Supercharged to experiment, learn Unreal Engine, make mistakes.
Be prepared for anything.
And then in the end, join Game Maker as a teacher to teach Unreal Engine, right? And I was always in love with parkour games. My favorite, one of the games are Titanfall and Mirror's Edge, right? Ghost Runner also. So I was like, let's combine and experiment, and I want a game which I will make should be limitless.
Soon in Steam. Wishlist. Now. Supercharged.
I should be able to do whatever I want to make, right? So that's where the minuscule scale of character and the parkour system comes into the place.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Rahul Saigal and today's video is super special. I have with me today Aadi Jain, who is one of the brightest students from Game Maker. He used to be a student at Game Maker and now he's also the Unreal mentor. And as part of the Bravo batch, Aadi and his team actually built a really amazing international quality game called Supercharged, right? Now, we're going to be talking about the process of how they built the game. We'll be showing you the game and we'll be talking about some very specific, amazing things which these guys built in Supercharged. Now, remember, Supercharged is a game that is built completely in Blueprint, okay, which is completely crazy, which is a completely designer-friendly game. And it made completely in Blueprint. No C++ code was used. And for you, this is going to be a great video because you're going to learn about how to create these specific things in Unreal. He's going to be giving you some tips and tricks, and also he's going to be talking about the process that they followed to create this game. And of course, the game is there. It's there. Wishlist it, play the demo, give them feedback, support this game. So let's go. Welcome, Aadi.
Hi sir, thanks a lot for this opportunity. I'm really enjoying it and kind of a big thing for me, to be honest.
I know, because it's almost like I feel like a parent for all these games, because there are some games in Game Maker which I'm so proud of, because a lot of students, they create their final projects. And if everyone doesn't know, the games in Game Maker are not created as individual projects. They are created as team projects. So all the designers, the artists, the programmers in Game Maker, everyone actually gets together and they actually build these games from scratch, right? They come up with a concept. We'll be talking about the conceptualization process, how this happens, and we'll be showing you the conceptualization process for Supercharged as well. But after the conceptualization is done, once the project is chosen, then the teams actually go away and they build these games from scratch. It's a pretty amazing process. And some of these games actually become commercial projects. So we at Game Maker are not just a game school, we are actually an incubator as well for entrepreneurship. Okay, so Aadi, tell us, just give us a quick brief about Supercharged and tell us what kind of game it is, please.
So Supercharged is a first-person parkour-based shooting platformer game where you shoot not to kill, but to create. The whole concept goes around that. So you have a gun which shoots platforms. You build platforms and you traverse your environment through building platforms. And parkour is the secondary mechanic to help you with that.
Yeah,
you're a college student who got stuck inside a computer world. Now to find your way out.
Awesome. So my big joke with Aadi, who's a Jain, is like, you actually made a Ahimsa game. You actually made a Jain video game with Ahimsa in which you can shoot. There's a gun which you shoot, but you don't actually kill. So this is technically the first Jain shooter game in the world.
Made by a Jain.
Yes. Exactly. That's really great marketing thing, right? We should totally use that. Okay, anyway. So now what we're going to do is we are going to show you the trailer of Supercharged as it is right now. So let's go.
Take an astonishing voyage to a place where our world ends and another begins. Step into another dimension and experience what you have never seen before.
Wishlist now. Supercharged. Feel the rush.
All right, wasn't that amazing? That was a trailer created by Aadi and his team. And the video editing was done by Aadi himself, right?
Yeah, I did the video.
Yeah. Yeah, so Adi is like crazy, he is super talented, and Adi right now is actually working, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your job as well?
Well, I'm a technical designer in Light Free Games. Light Free Games is based in Bangalore, and they are making some kick-ass AAA game right now. So I'm part of that team, and quite a big team. And I'm pretty lucky to be part of the team where all the guys are from AAA industry. Like they've worked in big games already: Batman, Suicide Squad, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Black Flag. So I'm part of that team and learning a lot there. So yeah.
Right. Oh, so by the way, guys, keep your eyes open because next podcast is we're going to be talking about technical designer. He mentioned that you're a technical designer, so we're going to be having a special podcast in which we're going to be talking about what it means to be a technical designer, how you can learn it, etc., and the job opportunities. How can you be a technical designer? But let's get back to it now. So Adi, this game now. How long has it taken you to build this game? And tell us a little bit about your team. How many people are there in the team? What are the specialities? And how long it has taken you to build this game?
So if I start, we started this game around November 2023, right? November 23rd, yeah, 2023. Somewhere around there, we started the game. We are a team of 6. All of them were from G2M. I got Rahul Naidu, who was part of my batch, Bravo. Shruti Cheka from Art batch, and Sanjay Krishna from Programming batch, and Chetna also from Programming batch. So we had all the G2M guys working together in this game. Started back there in November, and it took us around 1.5 years to build this game, mainly because I was a college student that time, Rahul was also a college student that time, and Sanjay and Shruti were looking for a job, and so we were doing our main thing, and with G2M we were working on this game on the side. So it took a long time for us, but yeah, the demo is out now.
See, it's crazy because you guys, a lot of people keep complaining, oh, I don't have time to work on my game. You did this game while you were at college and in Game Maker, right?
Yes.
So you were studying and working and building this game by yourself, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
the challenges for building this game, especially finding time, were absolutely immense, right? And so,
crazy.
yeah, and a lot of people ask me also, hey, what about where do I find a team, right? Where do I find, I want to build a game and a team, but where do I find this team, right? So
Right.
do you think you would have been able to pull it off? Do you think you would have been able to find, so what was the role of the course and Game Maker and actually getting you guys together?
Well, to be honest, when I joined Game Maker, I was not sure if this is the right place for me to be in because it was completely new online thing. Online thing is kind of tricky to trust in the first place. So I was like, I don't know, let's just get in and see how things are there, right? But as soon as I pitched my game, a lot of students from different batch showed the interest. And I was like, damn, right here I got people to work with. It was next to impossible for me to find people outside because then I had to make myself introduced to them, gain their trust, understand if they are good enough or not. Team building is one of the next impossible hard thing at that time for me to learn. So Game Maker definitely helped me understand what kind of team I can get and how can I work with a team and how much important that is. Like making a game is one thing, but working with a team who is working on side is another next thing.
Right. So tell us a little bit about how you did you already know the Unreal Engine at that time, or did you start learning it? Tell us about that.
Well, when I was in Game Maker, I was learning Unreal Engine on side. Like I was making my own projects on side, doing things around, doing some freelance work with Unreal Engine, artist stuff I was doing in Unreal Engine. So I definitely knew Unreal Engine, but not at a master level or at a good level. Very basic understanding. And Supercharged was my way to learn Unreal Engine in a better way. So I kind of take Supercharged to experiment, learn Unreal Engine, make mistakes, and then in the end, join Game Maker as a teacher to teach Unreal Engine, right? So that was kind of a journey.
Awesome. So now what I want to show you guys, so we have a procedure, right, in Game Maker. What we have something is called the pitch night. So what happens is that in every design batch, if there are 5 or 10 students, all of them get a chance to pitch their own games. And so we are quickly going to show you, as you can see right now on the screen, you can see the slideshow. Now, this is the slideshow that Aadi had presented during the big game pitch for the Bravo batch. And what happens is that every student gets a chance to pitch, and at the end of the pitch, there is a vote. all the other students of Game to Maker from all the batches, design, art, programming, all the old batches as well, all the alumni, as well as all the mentors. Everyone comes, they join the call, they join the pitch, and everyone votes for their favorite game. And depending on the size of the batch, 2, 3, or 4 games get chosen, right? So as you can see, this is most pitches actually, the game that they pitch never gets made in the exact same way. But if you see here, Aadi had already created a demo. So tell us a little about your process when you were coming up with the game idea.
Well, it was quite random, to be honest, for me, the process. I was just sitting on my college classroom and I was like, wait, how about if I'm just a small in front of my PC, what it would look like to me? And then around that time also, It Takes Two just came out and I was loving It Takes Two game idea, the perspective. So a heavy inspiration from It Takes Two regarding the size and scaling. And I was always in love with parkour games. My favorite, one of the games are Titanfall and Mirror's Edge, right? Ghost Runner also. So I was like, let's combine and experiment. And I want a game which I will make should be limitless. I should be able to do whatever I want to make, right? So that's where the minuscule scale of character and the parkour system comes into the place.
Awesome. So your game pitched and it won, right? And then you're like, you're basically starting your own game. So tell us a little bit about the reality of the whole thing of coming up with a cool game idea and the reality of actually building a game. So what was your reality check?
Okay, so going back to that time, it was pretty chaotic. The first reality check was your teammates are dependent on you. They're trusting you for your decisions, right? And I have to make sure that I'm kind of leading them in the right way, at the same time figuring out what I need to do. What are the game principles, the core principles of the game. And one of the major reality check was how can I let them work together while they're working on other thing, right? Like the thing, sitting on the same time, working on the side while making sure the main thing is not getting disturbed, right? Their life, which they are working on full time, and coming back home all tired, and then working on this game called Supercharged on the side, giving them motivation that yeah, man, we can do it. This is the thing which we want. Having fun while doing it, and also there was definitely lots of design discussions and fights among all 5 of us. But again, coming to a solid point, understanding this is what games need, not what I need or what they need, but this is what the game need. And that was one of the major reality check, that game should come forward rather than me or the ego.
Yes. So we have a principle in Game to Maker for that. You remember?
We
have a mantra. It's not about me. It's about the game.
Yes.
Right. So that is a fundamental principle which we use, which is like the second mantra of Game to Maker. It's not about me. It's about the game. It means that it's a way to resolve the creative conflict. It is a way that says, I may not like this idea, but if it's the right idea for the game, I will agree to it, because it's not about my ego. It's not about what makes me happy. It's not about me feeling sad or disappointed. It's about the game. The player is important. The project is important. The game is important, right? It's the most important thing. Before this, I want to point out one thing to you guys, that we've had like 300, 400 students in Game to Maker, and one of the most important things I've seen is that there are some kids who come in here and they have to fight with their parents, and they don't get any support at home. Aadi is lucky to come from a family where his family really, really supports him. He has one of the most supportive parents. I've spoken to his dad many times, and his father and his family is one of the most supportive ecosystems that you can ever have. So I'm very confident to say, when it comes to going to college, buying a laptop, traveling, doing something, he has gotten so much support, and you should be grateful. I'm sure you are, Aadi. Be grateful for the amount of support you got from your dad.
It means a lot, sir. Like, it means a lot when there's a backbone standing right behind you, supporting you in all the way, and just saying. But that's one of the things that let me take risks around here, like making a game from scratch, not taking any help from Artshell, and just saying, let's see what will happen. Let's try to do it and let's see what will happen. Like taking all the risks.
Himmat, right? That himmat to build something, it comes from, mentor, it comes from a parent, it comes from ecosystem. You can take risks, right? Because risk means that you may fail. If you're so scared of failure that you're not going to take risks, you're never going to succeed, right? So that's the most amazing thing. And I think, guys, keep that in mind. And I wish that to more of you. So then, tell us now, let's get more deeper into the game now, Aadi. Tell us about 3 things in Supercharged, which you're very, very proud of, which were technically very, very challenging, that you guys pulled off?
The first thing would be the shader. The shader
Okay.
it took me so much time to figure it out, not in terms of technicality, but also how I want the game to be visualized or look. At the start, the game was completely dark, right? And it was hard for players to understand where they need to go in terms of visually, at the same time, lighting wise. And shader was completely different from compared to how it is right now. So for us to figure out how the shader will be, how the art will be, was one of the biggest challenges which we figured out later in the time.
Right. So tell us a little bit about. Let's go a little bit more technically deep into the shader. Can we do that?
I can tell you from where I got the inspiration and got the click that what I need to do. Right. I can tell you that. So
Yes.
before, like recently, I went to Gamescom last year, and there I met the art director of Cocoon. Okay, and that guy helped me a lot understanding the difference between how the game should be looked in terms of developers and what players need to understand the art style, right? And that's where it clicked me what kind of art style I want for the game. It's heavily inspired from Borderlands, but with what was happening at the start with the shader was I was focusing more on shadows and that black outline on the game. It should be more prominent because that's how Borderlands is. But I forgot the part that I'm taking inspiration from it, not copying it. And for me, that
and yours are indoors game.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Mine is completely different environment, different lighting from Borderlands, so I can definitely take inspiration from it. But I can't copy it completely because doing that will ruin the art style and the visuals of the game which it needs. I have to justify the game, right? So that's when it clicked me, and that guy helped me a lot to understand that part. So after the last year, August, the art style changed completely. I revamped the textures, I revamped the shader completely, and made a new shader completely in Blueprints, which was focusing on the edges of meshes and creating the outlines only on the edges to make it stand outside. Basically creating a understanding of depth and understanding of lighting, and make it more bright and easier for player to see things.
Right. And the cool thing is that Aadi is our Unreal mentor in Game of the Week. So everything that he has learned, right? Everything that you learn in your work, everything that you learn from Supercharged, everything you're teaching our students right now, isn't it?
Completely. Like when I was started teaching in Gamer to Maker about Unreal Engine, I was still learning on side. So whatever the new thing I was learning, like this, I discovered how I can do save system in Unreal Engine. The next fourth class was about save system about Unreal.
Right.
So it's like I'm learning whatever I'm learning, I'm teaching them. I'm pouring my whole knowledge to them. Like, do this, learn this.
Right. And you have redone the curriculum 2 times, 3 times. Right.
Yes.
In fact, we have just started the brand new curriculum, which is like an integration of like everything that you've learned till now. Right. Awesome. So what was the other challenge that you guys overcame?
Optimization.
Tell us about that, please.
So a lot of issue comes with Unreal Engine. New people who are making a game for the first time or quite new to Unreal Engine is the optimization. How can I get 60 FPS or 120 FPS on a game which is made in Blueprints, giving that kind of FPS in 2050, 3050 or even GTX cards, right? That was one of the hardest part for us because first you have to find laptops or PCs which has that kind of specs to test it. Right. Secondly, what to optimize? There's a lot of things to optimize. What can I optimize? Figuring out what needs optimization and not going like chaotic about I need to optimize this. I have to optimize only the things which are causing the problem, which are lowering down the FPS. So figuring that out was one of the biggest things after we figured out what kind of art style we want.
Right. Yeah. So the new shader that you guys implemented, did that also cause some optimization challenges?
A lot. So the previous shader was giving me the FPS of 30 or 40. But as soon as I shifted to new shader, I created the new shader keeping in mind what kind of optimization I want for my game. The FPS boosted to 60 or 70 with just shader. So there was a huge improvement, not in terms of visuals, but also in terms of FPS. So definitely. Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic. And what about the third challenge that you faced?
Parkour system. So the core USP of the game is creating platforms, and the second one is parkour. The creating platform one is quite easy to execute because I knew what I wanted from the start. But with the parkour system, it was something which was the support system, and support system needs to be as good as the main system because it is supporting it. right? So figuring that out, what makes it right for the game was the hard task. So at the start there was wall run, also wall climb also with wall run, and then there was ledge grab, there was slide, there was crouch, like whole parkour system was there at the start of the game. But then I realized that I don't need all that stuff for my game. So I chipped out the wall climb, I chipped out the sliding and crouch, and focused on only one mechanic, which was wall run, which was enough for my core mechanic to shine and support.
So at what point did you actually make this change?
I would say quite late, to be honest, because it took us 1.5 or more than that to 1.5 years or more than that to finish the game till now where we are right now. But between that, there was a break of 6 months or 9th month, and during that time, I was still thinking about game. How can I make it better? And during that time, only I understand that this mechanic is letting my core mechanic vanish. People are not caring about this main mechanic, which is my USP, but they are ignoring it. Why? Because there is this wall climb, and because of which there is no need of platforming.
Right. And I remember the first time. Do you remember, I think IGDC 2023 when I played the game? Oh my God, I struggled. I played the game for half an hour and it was so difficult. It was so difficult. It was so hard. It was so hard to play. Like I almost gave up. I think I was playing for half an hour. I was like, oh my God, this is so damn hard, right? Because the standard mistake that you guys made is that you made the game for yourselves and you're the designers. So you can like play the game in your sleep. You can play the game after having like 5 pegs of whiskey and you'll still be perfect because it's your muscle memory. It's your muscle memory, right? But someone who's playing the first time, it's going to be like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? So that is a standard mistake that everyone makes.
Yep. And that's true, sir, because what happens is, as a developer, if I'm making a game, what the first thing which comes to my mind is I'm making game for myself, the game which I like. But the thing should be, I'm making game for customers, for the players. My goal should be, can they play the game if I'm not standing there, right? So after the first IGDC, when you played the game and I saw the feedback from other players, I was like, I should not be standing beside them to tell the game, to tell them what they should do. I should not be the person, because I will not be there when the game is out. It should be independent. And for that, the learning curve should be simple and easy for them to understand what the core mechanic is. So after the first IGDC, the goal was that.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about, you've traveled a lot with the game. You've taken Supercharged to many different places all over the world, all over India. Tell us about that, please. And how has that helped you to improve the game?
So the short answer, it helped a lot. Right. Coming to the long answer, I traveled not just because of Supercharged, but because I wanted to explain what kind of games are getting built out there, where we are as an Indian game dev standing compared to the Western world. That was my main goal of traveling and going to those events. And going there, I understand that students making their game in 6 months are eligible to get into game awards of GDC. They are making so much polished game and they're focusing on 1 or 2 mechanics. They're not bringing all 10 mechanics and calling it a game, because that's not a game, it's a sandbox. But they're focusing on 1 or 2 mechanics, polishing it, making it simple for player to enjoy it, and letting player go into the flow state. Because once the player is in the flow state, it's all in. You won the game. You got the game. That's the thing. And I understood that once I went to GDC San Francisco. Life-changing experience for me, because I understand what kind of games are getting built out there, what kind of things they're doing which we are missing. And I met a lot of experienced developers from different companies, different countries. I showed them my game. I got their feedback, raw feedback, which helped me improve the game. And I knew what I wanted to do next because of that.
Right. You also went to Gamescom, right?
Yeah, Gamescom Germany. Yes.
Yes.
So there I met a lot of developers from CD Projekt Red. I met a lot of indie developers from Techland and Techland, which made Dying Light. And Dying Light is one of the another inspiration for parkour game. So I was like totally asking a lot of questions to that guy. So again, going to these events get me access to direct connection of those developers. And I can ask them whatever I want. They're pretty open. There's a huge culture difference from there to here, right? So they're quite open, quite understanding, and helped me a lot making the game better. And me as a developer also.
Something people don't really realize is that for indie developers, for people who are starting off in game development, community is really important, right?
Yeah.
Because all over the world, actually, there are not so many game schools, and game schools are kind of expensive, right?
Yes.
To go to. Good game schools are difficult to find and expensive to go to. So everything is through community. You learn through the people. When you join a community, you learn from other people, right?
Exactly.
God, the community is very advanced and they're very helpful. You go to an event, you genuinely get people who are willing to share information. They have a very high level of information and they're very willing to share that information if the information and knowledge is shared really well so that young people can learn really fast. That is something which is missing in India. What do you think?
True. And because of if someone goes outside and meet people from outside from Western industry, they will realize that those guys are on another level of understanding of talking to each other, and they're open to share their mistakes and learning from other mistakes, and it's quite easy there. And lucky part of going there, one of the luckiest part is you get to meet people who have worked on a game which you've played your whole life. So one of the episodes was Supercharged was played by the game director of God of War Ragnarok. He played the game in Gamescom and gave some so solid feedbacks, because of which those feedback have implemented the demo and people are loving it. They are loving the game. We had 1.8k downloads in demo so far, and out of 1.8k downloads, 400 are from United States.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, guys, yes. So, talking about that now, coming to it, Supercharged demo is there on Steam. Download it. People are always talking about why India doesn't have games, good quality game, high quality games. This is your chance to support a really, really high quality game. Go download the demo, play the demo, give them feedback, leave a review, and support this game. Wishlist the game. It's there on Steam. This is a game created by Indians, by our community. So please support it, guys. Right, Aadi?
Yes, please guys, do it, because this is something which is made not just by us, by also you guys, because you gave us feedback in different kind of events, in IGDC, in all kind of events. I met you, and because of the feedbacks from our Discord community, we have made a lot of changes and we are keep updating it. We are working on a full game, which is at least 3 hours of gameplay, right? And we are taking the feedbacks, we are improving it. Like recently, we pushed an update with the feedbacks we got in the last build, and it's out now. So yeah.
Right. So it's right here, people. You can see it. It is in the description. So go right now. Download the game. Play the demo. Support these guys. Also, you have a Discord server, right?
Yeah, we have our own Discord server.
Can people from outside join it?
They can just play the game. They will get an option to join from the game itself. They will get an option inside Steam also. Like you can find it anywhere inside Steam, inside our Instagram page or game itself. It will be
So these guys, if you're on Instagram, make sure that you follow them on Instagram, join the Discord server, and go on Steam and play this game, guys. So support them. All the links are in the description of this video. It is time to support your local community. And Aadi, thank you so much for being here. And guys, he is our mentor. If you want to learn from him, if you want to learn Unreal from him, join the game design program or Unreal program, and you will learn directly from Aadi, and hopefully you will be able to build your own Supercharged in time, just like him, right? So thank you, Aadi, so much. It was really great to have you here. And listen, guys, there's going to be a podcast with Aadi on technical design very, very soon. So make sure you watch out for that. Go right now, check out the links in the description, and I will see you around. Let's go.